Lacking an auction house severely and negatively impacts you as a Diablo 4 player, whether you know it or not. The recent changes made to the game make it so that farming gold or even playing the game is by far not the best way of making gold or getting good items. Do you think it's right that these people who barely play the game and spend most of their time on trading websites have the best items? Do you think it's right that these people have way more gold than what you could farm by playing the game for years? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you too might be in favor of adding an auction house into the game sooner or later. My name is Sliver, and in this video I'm going to explain why Diablo 4 desperately needs an auction house or some similar trading platform, otherwise the player experience, even if you don't engage in any trading at all, will suffer drastically in the long term. The idea of an auction house has been mentioned multiple times on various forums recently, and this is because of the changes made to trading items in Season 5. You can now freely trade any items, except Uber or Mythic Uniques, to anyone without any restrictions. This opened up many, but maybe a bit too many opportunities and created a lot of problems that in the long term might threaten the health of the game. Let's go through the problems that are present in the game right now and talk about how an auction house feature might solve them. Number 1. Lowballing. If you follow the channel a bit more closely, you might have seen one of my recent videos where I was able to make a ridiculous amount of gold just by spamming on trade chat that I wanted to buy a certain summoning material for a price that I knew was way lower than what I could sell the item for. I bought a bunch of these items and instantly resold the exact same items for 3 times the price. You can still make billions with this method, and if you're interested, check out this video. But the point is that this trick would be much more difficult to accomplish if we had an auction house where these players would have the opportunity to check the price of items. Sure, this method would be viable even then, but I'm pretty confident that it would make this issue much less apparent than it is currently. Having an auction house would make more people aware of the value of an item, because right now you have to go to outside third-party websites to check for item prices, an action many players refuse to do and get severely punished for it. This shouldn't be the case. And this brings us to another issue: third-party item and gold selling sites. As you may have noticed, many players get their items from third-party trading websites. You can just list your items there and wait for a buyer. As far as I know, as long as you're buying with gold, this is not against the rules of the game. However, this puts players who don't know or don't care about these opportunities at an unfair disadvantage. Maybe you have to farm for 5 days to get an item that you could just get from these sites in a matter of minutes. The auction house could solve this issue. In terms of buying items and gold for real money, I'm pretty sure that this is against the terms of service, but people do it anyway. I'm not saying that adding an auction house will instantly end these practices, but I do think that it's likely that it will significantly reduce the amount of real money trading. Just by itself, making an in-game auction house makes it safer to trade and reduces the chance of you getting scammed, or even worse, the chance of your account getting compromised. A counter-argument against the addition of the auction house is the Diablo 3 example. Many of you may know that Diablo 3 had an auction house on release, and players disliked that for multiple reasons. Number 1 was that people needed to play the auction house to get good gear instead of actually playing the game, because good items were extremely rare after the initial release of the game. Number 2 was the real money auction house, where you could actually sell your items for money in-game and this money got added to your actual PayPal account. People were firmly against this second auction house. These are legitimate concerns against adding the system in D4, however, with the right precautions, such as not adding a real money version of the auction house and making sure that good items are actually obtainable through gameplay, I believe they can be avoided or at least managed to the point where the benefits of the auction house would outweigh the drawbacks. Lastly, I always get the following comments as a response. Okay, maybe these issues are real, but they affect the minority of players that actually care about item prices and read forum threads and browse Reddit or buy items in Diablo 4. But Sliver, the vast majority of players just play the game, and they are not concerned with any of this. Why would you add the auction house if 90% of players are doing just fine without it? And to those commenters, my answer is the following. Do you enjoy being lowballed by selling your items in trade chat for 1/3 of the actual price of the item? Do you enjoy farming 1/10 of the amount of gold compared to someone who trades? Do you enjoy being broke all the time so you can barely afford masterworking? If not, then you need an auction house too, because these problems heavily affect the so-called average players too. And that's it for today's video. Do you support the idea of an auction house or not? Let me know in the comments, subscribe for more content, and see you guys next time. Thanks.